you ready?
Welcome to Adams Cable sports coverage of District 2 high school football. Today from the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex in Carbondale, the Carbondale area Chargers and the Old Forge Blue Devils battle in the Lackawanna Football Conference Division 3, all brought to you by Adams Cable Service, by the Comfort Doctors, T.E. Spall & Son Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing of Carbondale, by your local Napa Auto Parts store, Carbondale Auto Parts, NJS Systems and Controls, Route 6 Mayfield, by Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated, with locations at 74 North Main Street and 2 Hospital Street, by Jerry's Tire and Auto Service, Beston's Auto Body and Collision Center, McGovern Insurance Agency, comprehensive coverage with a personal touch, by Nick's Excavating and Paving, and your starting lineups presented today by the Roselle Department Store. Alongside Glenn Muskowski, Nick Homick, and the team from Adams Cable, I'm Steve Young. Welcome to week number 10 of high school football, as the Old Forge Blue Devils and the Carbondale area Chargers will end the regular season here tonight in the Pioneer City. Now, for the Old Forge Blue Devils, last week they are coming off of a dramatic win over the Riverside Vikings, 17-14 on a 26-yard field goal by sophomore Isaiah Rodriguez with 4 seconds remaining. That clinched a tie for the Lackawanna Football Conference Division III title. A win here tonight by the Blue Devils, and they will capture the division crown. For the Chargers, overall they come in at 3-6. And a Division III record of 1-3. The Blue Devils overall this year a record of 6-3, and they are undefeated in Division III action with a perfect 4-0 mark. So joining me for the broadcast here in the booth tonight is Glenn Muskowski and our old colleague Nick Homick, and we're going to go right to Nick right here. Nick, welcome back. Welcome back to the broadcast booth.
It's glad to be back. You gave me a call during the week and you asked me to come out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
So I was happy to oblige.
The prodigal son is here.
Yes, I returned.
So this year, Nick is in the booth for high school football in our final regular season game here at the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex. And Glenn, for the Carbondale area Chargers, they're coming off of a loss at Susquehanna, 49-15. They just didn't play well in that ball game, and they're just trying to put it together and find a way to stay competitive in this game here tonight against the Blue Devils.
They're going to have to, because Old Forge is led by 2 great players who have been playing for 3 years, and they, as sophomores, they were very, very good and very instrumental in getting Old Forge down in the playoffs deep. Sobel and Spindler. They're the 2 people they're going to have to stop, and they're going to have to play very, very good defense, because Old Forge will play a tough game.
We will go to a quick break, and when we return, we will have your starting lineups and the kickoff after this timeout on Adams Cable High School Football.
Save a check, save a stamp, and save yourself time with Adams Cable Easy Pay. A simple one-time setup of automatic payments from your preferred bank account or credit card is all you need to do to enroll. It's fast, convenient, secure, and best of all, free. Never worry about a late payment again. Adams Cable makes it effortless. For more information regarding online payment options and to enroll in Easy Pay, please visit adamscable.com.
You deserve expert heating, cooling, and plumbing service. So, just call Spall. T.E. Spall & Son has been serving northeastern Pennsylvania with expert customer service for 36 years in all phases of residential and commercial heating, cooling, and plumbing. So, just call Spall for the expert service you deserve. Visit them at callspall.com. For service, remember, just call Spall. Your local Napa dealer, Carbondale Auto Parts, has been serving the area for over 38 years with quality automotive replacement parts, tools, and accessories. Experience the Napa know-how difference with great service you've come to know and trust from the staff at Carbondale Auto Parts. Your Napa know-how folks.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Back in Carbondale at the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex, it's time for high school football, week number 10. The Old Forge Blue Devils and the Carbondale Area Chargers. And Glenn, for Old Forge, of course, they are in the playoffs, Carbondale Area in the playoffs. And for the Blue Devils, they will have a couple of guys out of the lineup here tonight when you look at their starting lineup. Josh Spindler, their leading rusher in Division III, or the leading rusher on the Old Forge Blue Devils with 94 attempts, 748 yards, and 11 touchdowns. He will not be in the lineup tonight. He will be replaced by Kale Krusnowski, the 5'6", 145-pound sophomore.
Well, that's going to be a little setback for Old Forge, but I don't know. They're a tough team. They play well. I love teams like Old Forge, small towns. Fans get behind them big time. These kids are ready to play.
Nick, you coached high school football. You've watched Old Forge over the years, and just another typical year for Mike Schuback and the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it's a very, very steady program. Schuback's been there for probably 15, almost 20 years.
21st year.
So, and his staff has been together too, so he knows how to lean on those guys. And again, like Glenn said, it's a tight-knit community. You know, he raised these kids, even, you know, just like a second parent for most of them.
And now your starting lineups for today's game, presented by the Roselle Department Store in Carbondale, where the contemporary styles in apparel are on display. Visit Roselle for all your school clothing needs, including a full line of spirit wear for Carbondale area, Lakeland, Forest City, and Valley View. If you're attending a formal affair or a special event, let the experience of Sam Kalura work for you with a perfectly tailored tuxedo by Sarno & Son. Roselle is headquarters for professional laundry and dry cleaning services. Sam and the staff at Roselle Department Store are proud to present your starting lineups for today's game between the Blue Devils and the Chargers. Carbondale area will tee up the football and kick off to the Old Forge Blue Devils. 2 are deep for Old Forge as Colin Baylor will tee it up. And on the return team, it's Casey Holzman and Ryan Novak. So we are set for week number 10 here in the Pioneer City. Old Forge, Carbondale area, great to have you on board tonight here on Adams Cable High School Football. We'll run down the starting lineups for you in just a moment as Baylor will have to reset the ball on the tee.
Really a nice night for week 10.
Oh,
no wind. I mean, especially from coming down from the where I used to be perched up top of the press box. This is nice. If I was still filming the game, it would be a monsoon up there.
This has to be paradise for you, right?
Absolutely. I do see what you guys are talking about, though, with these windows, and I can't see across the beams. But
Baylor will hook this line drive shot, and it will be Ryan Novak on the return, and Novak with a great return. And Old Forge will have great field position as they will start this drive from their own 37-yard line. And for the Blue Devils offensively, at tight end Joe Granco, a junior. Casey Holzman is at split end. Mario Colarusso at left tackle, Andrew Santasiro at right tackle, Santino Crappa at left guard, Kylel Rose at right guard, and Cooper Morden is at center. James Sobel will quarterback the Blue Devil offense. He's a 6', 230-pound senior. Ryan Novak, the sophomore, will line up at fullback. And, of course, Kale Krusnowski, the sophomore, at tailback. And Matthew Lenseski is at flanker. We'll have the Carbondale defense for you in just a moment as Sobel will send a man in motion to the near side. And they will run the football, and Krusnowski will carry the football out across the 45-yard line.
You should have a first down there, Steve. A good hard run right inside.
First down yard,
just an RPO.
On the play. Chaz Kovalevsky on the tackle.
Well, when you take a look at the Old Forge Blue Devils, they are second in Division III offensively, averaging about 320 yards per game, so nothing new there.
Nothing new there. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
Been doing that for years and years, since Ilio Gigerelli.
Yeah, not a favorable spot there. 2nd and 1.
Oh, wow.
I thought he had
more than enough for the first
exactly.
time.
We'll have the Call Spall game time weather for you in just a moment. Just about 1 minute gone by here in the first quarter at the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex, and it is Krusnowski taken down on the play for a loss. Your Call Spall game time weather The temperature is at about 50 degrees, humidity at 48%. The wind is east-southeast at 4 miles per hour. Overnight, low temperature of 33 degrees, and we are going to have a beautiful weekend in northeastern Pennsylvania. Third down play coming up, third down and long yardage.
Johnny Orta made a really nice play there from his end position. Threw him for about a 3-yard loss there. He tried to run that jet sweep out to the right.
As the Blue Devils will approach the line of scrimmage, Carbondale area defensively ranked 5th in Division III, allowing 328 yards per game. Sobel back in the pocket to throw. He fires the pass. It is complete.
Incomplete?
Incomplete.
Doubles pass ruled incomplete. Intended
Go for Ashton Fisher.
Will bring up a third down.
Looked like he tried to run without the ball there a little bit, but good defense by Carbondale.
Yeah, I think he had the ball, and then the hit by
Took a few
Carbondale
steps,
knocked it
but I
away.
think he was bobbling as he was going.
That's
So,
a good stop for Carbondale.
It will be 3 and out for the Old Forge Blue Devils. And Isaiah Rodriguez, the sophomore at 6'3", 185 pounds, will boot it away for Old Forge. And the Chargers with a fair catch.
Punt is fair caught by Mason Barron. Chargers take over, 1st and 10.
Carbondale area will go on offense. And it's all brought to you by the Roselle Department Store. At tight end, Brendan Richardson. Malachi DeBerry at split end. Chaz Kovaleski at left tackle. Jake Ulmer at right tackle. Gavin Connor at left guard. Noah Kilmer lines up at right guard. And Chase Arthur is at center. Kyle Jones will quarterback Carbondale tonight as Darryl Bennett is out of the lineup. Vincent DePalma will line up at fullback, Johnny Orta at tailback, and Mason Barron is at flanker. We'll have the Old Forge defense for you in just a moment on the first down play from the 25-yard line for the Chargers, and they will run the football.
Jones hands off to Orta. Short gain on the
Johnny Orta coming into this game, 149 attempts, 792 yards, 7 touchdowns. He leads Division III in rushing. He also has 15 catches on the year for 104 yards and has scored a total of 7 touchdowns and 42 points for the Chargers.
He has had a solid season.
Yeah, he's been a solid player for Carbondale area this year. Good 1-2 punch in that backfield for the Charger offense. Second down and 6, the Chargers from their own 29-yard line. Jones will keep the football, and Jones will be taken down on the play.
Jones on the keeper.
Joe Granko, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, Cranko just stayed right at home. Just kept widening out the quarterback and just took him down for a little bit of a loss there.
Old Forge defense brought to you by Roselle Department Store. At defensive end, it's Tavin Brooks along with Kylel Rose. Andrew Santasero and Santino Crappa are the tackles. The outside linebackers are Joe Granko and Caden Carey. Angelo Fumanti at the inside linebacker. Cale Krasnowski at left corner. Connor Oshinsky at right corner. Ryan Novak at strong safety. And Casey Holzman is the free safety. Third down and 8. The Chargers from their own 29 were scoreless with 8:32 remaining here in the first quarter on the Call Spall scoreboard. Jones will fire the pass on the far side. That's good for a Carbondale first down and more out across the 45-yard line.
Vinny DePalma.
And it will be good for a Charger.
Real nice play.
Touchdown.
Just basically almost like a sprint out to the left. Just dumped it to his fullback, DePalma, and DePalma did the rest.
Well, that time the pass paid dividends. Got some good up-front blocking from the offensive line. And for Carbondale, coming off of that loss at Susquehanna where they didn't play well, they look much different in this football game. Chargers this season opened up with back-to-back losses against Nanticoke area and Lakeland. They won 2 in a row over Hanover and Tunkhannock, lost to Western Wayne and Riverside, beat Holy Cross, and then lost 2 in a row to Trail and Susquehanna. First down and 10, Carbondale, and the high snap, and there's the handoff. Looks like DePalma.
Handoff is to DePalma. Good for
I'll tell you what, that was a good recovery by Jones because that could have been disastrous.
If he was about 3 inches shorter, that could have been a disaster.
Second and 8 coming up for Carbondale area. Old Forge defense, the number one defense in the Lackawanna Football Conference Division III, though, allowing 249 yards per game and about 20 points per game. Second and 8 for the Chargers. They'll run the football, and coming to the near side, that is Johnny Orta. And he will have a Carbondale first down inside the 40. Now, good pursuit by the Charger line, and they've got something going. They've got Old Forge on their heels.
They've seen something on the outside that they're trying to exploit with Old Forge. Every play so far has been to the outside.
Well, Old Forge has some muscle on that inside with Santa Ciro at 260 and Santino Crappa at 230. So it's a new set of downs for the Blue Devils as we are scoreless on the Call Spall scoreboard with 7:03 to play here in this first quarter. And Orta, the ball carrier.
Nice cut back in that.
Cut. Saw a nice little seam in there. Cut it right upfield for a good 5-yard gain.
Brings up second down.
Well, right here, Carbondale on the move with something going. Second down and 4 coming up as Vincent DePalma will check in with the play from head coach Jeff Arthur in his second year. Career mark of 8 wins and 12 losses. Overall, the Chargers, of course, 3-6, 1-3 in division play. They are averaging about 16 points per game. Kyle Jones, the junior, with the high snap again, and it will be DePalma, I believe, coming up with the football in the air off the deflection from Jones, and they'll lose yardage.
Very fortunate right there.
Yeah.
DePalma was on the spot.
That was a heads-up play by Vincent DePalma, and that is going to result in a loss on the play and bring up third down for the Chargers.
To be in the right
10.
spot to get that for a 5-yard loss.
Right.
Yeah, which could have been disastrous.
Could have been
You
a
are
Old Forge
absolute-
ball going the other way.
Right. That's 3 snaps in a row that were high.
Senior night here at the stadium. Senior members of the football team, cheerleading squad. Everyone was honored here tonight prior to the game. Jones, inside handoff. DePalma fighting for yardage. He is
Got enough?
got the first down, I believe.
Yep.
Right up the gut of the Blue Devil defense. And right now, Old Forge has to find an answer to stop this Carbondale area offensive attack.
So what you're dealing with the center with those high snaps, you have a nose right above him. A lot of teams don't really play with the nose tackle anymore. It's more, old school football with when you're seeing a lot more runs, things like that. Now Old Forge is playing with the nose tackle or a tackle over the center, so
Nerves.
he's a little nervous. He's making sure he's going to get on that block, but he also has to make sure he makes a good snap first.
First down and 10, the Chargers operating from the Blue Devil 27. Jones, this will be,
DePalma?
no, Jones
Jones?
rolling out.
Kyle Jones brought down for
And we'll notice right there the past 2 plays, they went under center for those 2 plays. Even there was a little bobble. I think Jones might have pulled out a little too early. But also, don't forget, Jones isn't the regular quarterback either, so he's not used to getting snaps all the time.
Darrell Bennett, their starting quarterback, completing 43 of 86 on the year, 2 interceptions, 475 yards, and a touchdown. Kyle Jones getting the start here tonight. And right now, Carbondale running a pretty good offense as they have something going with just about 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. And we are scoreless on the Call Spall scoreboard. 2nd and 11 for the Chargers. And Jones stumbles backing up, and he will fire a pass to the near side, incomplete. A lot of pressure on that play from Joe Granko, the outside linebacker of the Blue Devil defense.
I think he held that ball too long. He was open. As that play developed, he was open earlier.
Yeah, it was a bit of a deep drop, and he's on the run, so he's just trying to get rid of it. But I think he was just waiting for that receiver to clear out of the mesh of the linebackers.
Now you have to wonder if a team could get in field goal range, because we know that Colin Baylor, he has a field goal on the year, and he's a pretty good kicker. And same for the Old Forge Blue Devils with Rodriguez, as he won the game last week with 4 seconds remaining against their arch rival Riverside. 3rd down and 11 for Carbondale. Jones, toss play coming near side, and Carbondale is in some trouble as that is Orta with a flag on the play.
Orta takes the toss.
Good pursuit by the Old Forge defense.
Gained on the play. There is a flag as well.
Thinking it's going to be a hold here on De Palma.
Yeah, we'll wait for the officials to sort things out. Boy, a lot of great games going on around the area tonight. We'll run them down for you in just a moment.
That makes a 4th down.
Declined and brings up 4th down.
Well, games going on tonight. Western Wayne at Honesdale. That is a big game. And Western Wayne without the services of Luke Januszewski, injured last week in the Lakeland game, so he is out of action. Lakeland at Mid-Valley, Holy Cross at Riverside, Prep and Valley View. That's going to be a classic. North Pocono at Crestwood, and Abington Heights at Delaware Valley. Punting situation for Carbondale area. And it will be Colin Baylor with a great punt, and it will go out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Baylor's punt out of bounds.
Right on
the 10.
Right on the 10. So the Blue Devils will bring their offensive unit back out onto the football field in a scoreless contest with 3:14 remaining here in the first quarter in Carbondale.
Well, Old Forge defensively settled down there nicely. First couple plays there, Carbondale had them back on their heels. They got a couple of benefits of some nice individual efforts. But Old Forge, like a seasoned team that they are, they tightened up when they needed to, forced a punt. Now we'll see what Carbondale's got on defense for them.
Well, Carbondale area really struggling defensively this year, giving up about 33 points per game. And Old Forge will go with the running attack, and that is Krasnowski, the sophomore, to the near side. Well, a win by the Blue Devils, and they will capture the Division III title. And the Class 1A championship is already set, guys, as Saturday, November 5th, Old Forge and Lackawanna Trail will battle. They are the only two teams in 1A class, the classification, so they will play on Saturday, November 5th. It's just a matter of who will be the home team, I
It
believe.
seems like those guys have always played for the 1A championship, aside from when there's only two teams. But, that goes back years.
2nd down play. And the Blue Devils will get the first down and much more. And wow, that could have been a foot race. And Malachi DeBerry coming up with a great save just shy of midfield.
20-yard run.
Right in front of the Carbondale bench.
Yeah, real nice run there by Krasnowski. I apologize there.
And from the 40-yard line, the Blue Devils with a new set of downs as we are scoreless with 2:23 to play here in this first quarter. Matthew Lenseski, the senior, is wide on the top of your screen on the first down play. James Sobel to throw, airing it out.
Wow.
Downfield, going for it all, and it's broken up. A great defensive play in the secondary by the Chargers.
Pass incomplete.
Carbondale had really good coverage there. They had three defensive backs there in the area. Really,
Intended for
Sobel really put a lot of air into that.
Boy,
ball,
did
too,
he.
which gave
and-
Carbondale some time to get underneath it, too.
And very easily to it down
Yeah,
the field.
yeah.
Well, no effort at all.
Now I like the way he steps into his throws. That's a couple now he's really stepped into and unloaded.
2nd down and 10 for Old Forge. Coached by Mike Schuback in his 21st year with a career mark of 181 wins and 64 losses. That averages out to about only 3 losses per year. What a career he's had at Old Forge. And that pass right there
Good
is
play.
complete to Krasnowski.
Right away by
But
Johnny Orta.
Johnny Orta with a great defensive play for the Chargers.
Orta's been all over the field so far on both sides of the ball, especially in defense. He's made a few open field tackles that really saved some big gains.
Well, Nick, how does it feel to be back on the broadcast team? This is great,
taking
isn't
some time
it?
to get my feet a little wet again. It's been a while.
A lot of fun. Have you
I'll
back
tell
in the
you,
broadcast booth?
I definitely need my eyes checked. Not having the benefit of a zoom lens.
Well, glass cleaner would be a big help too.
Glass
Here.
cleaner could help, but I do need some specs there.
On the third down play, 3rd down and 8, Sobel will scramble and he will spin across midfield for a first down.
That's a big man running down the field.
Brought down by Colin Owens.
But he made the right decision there. He had nothing open downfield. Instead of forcing the issue, just tuck it and run, get what you can out of it.
So a new set of downs for the Blue Devils here in a scoreless game with just about 1:07 to play in the first quarter in Carbondale. Sobel will hand it off, and they will run the football once again, and the Blue Devils having a lot of success as Krushnowski, the sophomore, still on his feet, then run out of bounds near the 26-yard line.
I'm going to get on the stripes already, guys. I don't know if he stepped out of bounds.
Well, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, huh? I don't know if he stepped out of bounds, but he's a good hard runner for a sophomore.
Definitely, though, a different vantage point from being on the roof.
It's definitely a different vantage point. And there are some shadows in the stadium, too.
Old Forge will sustain the drive with the first down at the Carbondale 27 with 42 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
Nick, I like after 2 steps, he's going full tilt.
He's
quick.
And he finds the seam and he hits it up in there real quick. He's getting positive yardage. He's not just trying to outrun the defense to the sideline.
Blue Devils will call a timeout as we are scoreless here in Carbondale. What does it mean to be an expert? Does it mean getting the job done right? Or being able to pinpoint a problem and quickly find a solution? Whatever the meaning, the team in NJS are your experts in hydraulic and pneumatic components. So whether you need a custom hose built on the spot or a cylinder repaired from the ground up, the experts at NJS are there when you need them. And with the area's largest hose and fittings warehouse, NJS has thousands of the parts you need in stock and ready to go. NJS, Route 6 Mayfield, online at njsco.com. NJS is proud to call this area home and proud to sponsor our area athletes on Adams Cable Channel 7. Providing the ultimate in professional service is a tradition at Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated, Carbondale. For more than 50 years, families in Carbondale and its surrounding area have used our 2 Hospital Street and 74 North Main Street locations for a traditional service, cremation or memorial services, or a service of personal preference. Contact Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated to handle every detail. Welcome back to Carbondale and the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex on first down and 10 from the 27-yard line for the Old Forge Blue Devils. Novak will go in motion, and he will catch the pass on the far side of the field, and he eludes a would-be tackler, but then is run out of bounds in front of the Blue Devil bench.
Well, I'll tell you this. That was a great guy. Tackle, spun him around, fell to the ground, got up and tackled again.
Yep.
Terrific.
Absolutely.
Great hustle.
Great effort.
And I'm not sure if we will get another play off here with 18 seconds remaining.
A fast-moving first quarter.
Well, for the most part, both teams keeping the football on the ground, and that will bring an end to quarter number 1 here in Carbondale, as we are scoreless in this Week 10 matchup between the Old Forge Blue Devils and the Carbondale Area Chargers as we go to a break. When it comes to keeping your vehicle maintained and problem-free, Jerry's Tire and Auto Service in Carbondale has you covered. Call Jerry's for brake service, oil changes, state inspections, quality tires, wheel alignment, and rotation to enhance your vehicle's performance.
I'm Jerry Jablonowski. Call 282 Tire for dependable automotive service and name brand tires at Jerry's Tire and Auto Service in Carbondale.
When you need collision repair, turn to the professionals at Beston's Auto Body and Collision Center to restore your vehicle back to its original condition. For over 34 years, Beston's has been providing full-service collision repair with exceptional customer service. At Beston's, their motto is, every job is perfect or it doesn't leave the shop. Beston's Collision Center in Carbondale, the trusted name in collision repair in northeastern Pennsylvania. Scoreless ball game here in Carbondale as we go to quarter number 2 between the Old Forge Blue Devils and the Carbondale area Chargers. Blue Devils in possession of the football, facing 2nd down and 12 from the Carbondale 29-yard line. Now a big play right here as James Sobel will hand off the football, and there they go, running the football and falling forward inside the 20-yard line.
You got a flag down here.
Jake Rosso
hold.
and a few other Chargers.
Kale Krushnowski, the sophomore.
Holding. Yep.
And the gate would have been a first down inside the 15.
Flag on the play, holding against Old Forge.
Well, Glenn, you had the opportunity to talk with head coach Jeff Arthur, and he's been coming here since 1977 when he played on this field, and a lot of family members have been through the ranks here.
He wanted me to tell you that since football, he's played football. He's probably the oldest guy that played football. We'll go after that in a second.
As Sobel will unload the football, firing downfield, it's incomplete off the fingertips of Casey Holzman.
Since 1977, from the midget football, there has been an Arthur and his immediate family playing for, 45 years?
Oh, gosh, probably 45, 46 years. Carbondale Lions and the Blitz and the Chargers. And there's been a member of his family, but he said after tonight here on this field, this is it, because his son is a senior. Chase Arthur, the center, 6'1", 195 pounds. So this is his final game here in Carbondale at the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex. As Sobel will drop back in the pocket with time, fires downfield, incomplete, intended for Holzman once again.
Yep, just over his fingertips, past two pass plays. Just a little bit too much on the ball.
Holzman with 9 touchdowns this year on 32 receptions and over 500 yards. 4th down coming up for the Blue Devils, and the punting unit will come on.
But that holding penalty really looms large there.
Yeah. That hurt.
Yeah, they were on their way into the end zone for sure.
You would have had a first down on the 15-yard line. Now you're punting from your own 35. Or from the Carbondale 35, excuse me.
Isaiah Rodriguez will punt the football for the Blue Devils, and
a timeout here in Carbondale.
Timeout, Carbondale area.
And we'll keep it right here.
Coach is not happy down there.
I don't think he had the right personnel on the field. I think that's why he's a little upset.
Wouldn't you like to have a mic on those guys?
No, you don't.
You better have a 5-second delay sometimes. Not that Coach Arthur's got a potty mouth.
4th down coming up when play resumes.
But there might be a few things said under their breath sometimes.
Yeah, it gets a little heated on the sideline.
Nothing personal. It's just
the
heat of the moment.
Some things that just have to be said.
That's right.
It's football, right?
That's right.
Big weekend of sports. Gosh, we have high school coming, all of the playoffs coming up, division playoff.
Let's take a minute here. This is the first time I've seen Glenn in 3 years. How are those Cardinals doing, by the way, Glenn?
Cardinals were very generous this year. In the playoffs, they decided not to hit.
That's all right. My Phillies will take care of everything.
Well, your Phillies have a good chance because they're going to open up with 2 great pitchers. But Houston is good.
My only fear
Houston is good in the American League.
We've had that big long layoff for both teams. I think you're going to have a little rust tonight. I hope not, but.
As Rodriguez will punt the football. Boy, the rush was on there. Gets away a good one. And it gets
Great bounce.
Oh, they
Old
didn't.
Forge bounce, and it will be
Actually,
down.
that's a touchback.
There was touchback.
Went into the end zone.
He got the bounce, but nobody could control it.
Yeah, he got the bounce. The first person who touched it, his momentum carried it into the end zone, which becomes a touchback.
So we have the World Series, the Phillies and the Astros going on. We have college football, great high school football. Wonderful time of the year.
It is. It's a great time of year. You got basically all 4 major sports still going at once, and the college is still going, and it's getting interesting now because the rankings come out, and naturally with the high school playoffs.
You have college rankings. They're even talking basketball already.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kyle Jones will set the line of scrimmage, and it will be Johnny Orta on the handoff, coming to the near side with a full head of steam.
Handoff is to Johnny Orta.
Good 9-yard gain there.
Yep.
Yeah, we have ourselves a good football game cooking here in Carbondale on the Call Ball scoreboard.
Oh, they gave it the first down. Yep.
Tough vantage point over here with the team in front of us.
Yeah, can't.
Ran right to the bench.
Yeah, between the 20 and the 35, you can't see any markers. As Carbondale will sustain the drive with the first down, as Kyle Jones will go on an inside handoff to DePalma, and DePalma tiptoes along the near sideline.
Down the sidelines.
Bit of a mix-up in the backfield. I think DePalma thought he was going to the left, and Jones went to the right, and they kind of collided, but it benefited them.
About 6.
If he doesn't step out, he might have gone all the way at that one.
Second down play coming up for Carbondale. Moving the football in this first half thus far against this Blue Devil defense. 2nd and 4. And it's DePalma taking the handoff, and not too much there.
The exchange is not good here.
For a minute there, it looked like a bit of a scrum. It looked like the ball might have been on the ground.
Third down and about 3 for Carbondale area. As we near 10 minutes remaining in this first half in week number 10 of high school football. Glad you could join us here on Adams Cable High School Football. Malachi DeBerry, a wide out on the top of your screen, as Kyle Jones will survey the defense of Old Forge. Jones gives it to Orta, and Johnny Orta. Boy, it looked like he was going to break the tackle, but Andrew Santasero got him by the jersey.
He grabbed him by the waist, by the belt buckle there, and he said, nope, not so fast. Because Orta had a step.
Now, Johnny Orta, what a job he's done, along with Vincent DePalma running the football this year. That's a good 1-2 combination in the backfield. New set of downs for the Chargers on the move from their own 47-yard line. Jones to Orta, nothing there. Good defensive effort by the Blue Devils.
Good penetration.
Casey Holzman, the free safety, came right up there quickly with the pursuit.
If nothing else on this drive, Carbondale area flipped the field position. They got out of they gained 30 yards so far. Even if these next 2 downs don't work out, you flip the field now.
Exactly. And time is running off the clock.
Yeah.
2nd and 12 for the Chargers. Jones off the play fake, fired the pass intended for DePalma, couldn't handle it.
Right in his hands.
He had him open, too.
Well, those are the plays you wish you had back when you review film. 3rd down play coming up for Carbondale area.
I'd run it again.
Well, I don't see him sending out the punting unit, but...
No, it's 3rd down.
Oh, my bad.
Those eyes are. You got to get those
I gotta
eyes
get
checked.
those eyes checked. I'm not looking at the scoreboard. I see
Nick,
that big
see that-
illuminated down marker over there.
Yeah, we got the illuminated markers back.
That's just a blur to me.
Really?
Welcome to old age.
For a few years after you left, Nick, they had the old card one, but I think that
One that
fell
they
off.
forgot
I think
to
they
flip.
wore it out.
I
So
think the spring broke or something on it.
Jones intercepted by the Old Forge Blue Devils. Pass picked off, and they could go all the way for a touchdown.
And he is.
Is intercepted.
And it's a touchdown for the Blue Devils.
Kyle Rose, touchdown.
Wow.
Well, forget what I
Kyle
said.
Rose picked it off. And the Blue Devils have a 6-0 lead.
Wow. What a change of events.
Well, great play by Rose there. I mean, he basically shed his blocker. He was pursuing the quarterback. As he saw him throw it, he jumped up and hit him right between the numbers. He had nothing to do but catch it.
Well, Carbondale area had the momentum going in this first half and had a great drive going, and then the turnover results in 6 points. And right now, it will be Rodriguez for the extra point out of the hole of Matthew Lenseski. And the Blue Devils take a 7-0 lead over Carbondale with 8 minutes and 41 seconds to play in this first half as we go to a break.
Insurance is more than just a policy. It's knowing that you are properly covered to protect all the assets you have worked so hard to acquire over the years. For over 50 years, McGovern Insurance has fulfilled the needs and expectations of families and businesses in the greater Carbondale area. McGovern Insurance Agency specializes in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. Call for a competitive quote and superior service at 282-1170. Your protection comes first at McGovern Insurance Agency, 26th Avenue, Carbondale. Nick's Excavating and Paving of Carbondale is committed to providing professional service in residential and commercial excavating, land clearing and demolition, foundations, driveways, sidewalks, and utility lines. Enhance your property with new paving and seal coating, mulch, or stone. For expert service on your next project, count on Nick's Excavating and Paving, Carbondale.
Welcome back to more Adams Cable High School football. With 8:41 to play here in this first half, Blue Devils are up 7-0. Isaiah Rodriguez kicking off for the Blue Devils. And from about the 17-yard line, the Chargers on the return. And they will...
Fielded by Malachi DeBerry.
DeBarry on the return. He's a junior, 6'1", 170 pounds, and Carbondale will go back to work offensively. Yeah, DeBarry in some pain.
He got jacked up on that.
Yeah,
he was running high, straight up in the air. Yeah, he got hit.
A lot of bodies in there.
Well, you take a look at players that are injured. Mitchell Alexander, Darrell Bennett, Kyle Zantowski, Myers for Carbondale, and now DeBarry goes down.
And they lost one in the first day of practice.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Was it Reams?
Devon Reams.
Yeah. He broke, separated a shoulder or something?
So first practice session, they lose Devon Reams, which was a key.
He was supposed to be one of the running backs.
One of the
Warder
running
came
backs,
in and
yeah.
did a great job.
So DeBarry down on the field being attended to. And hopefully he'll be okay. We'll see how he comes off the field, though, and he's going to come off the field very gingerly, so...
Well, here's a big test for Carbondale. If they can overcome what just happened and start pounding the ball again like they have been, and keep this clock moving and maybe go in just down 7 or maybe even get one. But you don't want to give another one up right
like
here.
you said, Glenn, you want to shorten the game a little bit here. Keep the ball out of Old Forge's hands because their offense is kind of sputtering a little bit still. You don't want to give them some time to, get the ship righted.
Carbondale area, first down and 10 from their own 32, trailing 7-0. With 8:35 to play in this first half on the Call Spall scoreboard, Carbondale goes to the running attack, and they'll come along the near side. That is DePalma, still on his feet. He could go all the way. One man to beat. DePalma run out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
32.
Wow.
67 yards.
Yeah.
68 yards.
Well, that's a good answer so far.
Yeah. Well,
You gotta get it in the end zone.
He stepped out of bounds on the 5, so let's say 63 yards.
Well, for Carbondale area, they answer the Blue Devils, who are up 7-0, and now the Chargers in great shape with the football. First down and goal from the Blue Devil 5. Jones will hand it off.
He's in.
And they've got a touchdown.
Who is that, DePalma?
Well, that's a great answer for Carbondale right there. That's something that they desperately needed,
Wow.
especially after the turnover for a touchdown.
And the Chargers trail by 1. Well, you could take a look at all the predictions and the stats and the numbers, toss them all out the window, because in high school football on any given night, anything could happen. That's what makes it so exciting. Colin Baylor on for the extra point. And we're tied at 7. Carbondale area and Old Forge on Adams Cable High School Football.
Imagine a Wi-Fi system so good, you'll never have to think about Wi-Fi again. Introducing Adams Cable Enhanced Whole Home Wi-Fi. Eero's True Mesh technology doesn't just extend your Wi-Fi, it blankets your entire home with a wireless network that just works. With Adams Cable, you get an incredible connection that gives you the freedom to stream video, surf the web, get social, and play from any room. Never worry about Wi-Fi again with Adams Cable Whole Home Wi-Fi.
You deserve expert heating, cooling, and plumbing service. So, just call Spall. T.E. Spall & Son has been serving northeastern Pennsylvania with expert customer service for 36 years in all phases of residential and commercial heating, cooling, and plumbing. So, just call Spall for the expert service you deserve. Visit them at callspall.com. For service, remember, just call Spall.
Carbondale area answers Old Forge, and we are deadlocked at 7. The Blue Devils and the Chargers with 8:17 to play here in this first half. Colin Baylor will tee up the football for the Chargers. And to our deep, Casey Holzman along with Ryan Novak. And this looks like it will be Novak on the return, and Novak will be hit and hit again. Still driving.
Look
still
out.
on his feet.
Trouble.
Here he comes along the near sideline, and Novak looking for that seam. It's a foot race at this point, and Novak will go all the way for a touchdown.
Wow. That's a way to stay with it.
Wow.
On the return.
Isn't this the way it always seems to happen, guys? We have a 0-0 ball game in the
Where
first quarter.
did he catch that?
Now we're in a track meet.
What a return by Ryan Novak of Old Forge, and the Blue Devils have jumped out to the lead.
91-yard run.
Now the officials are over here having a conference. I mean,
Flag on the play.
we do have a flag.
Uh-oh.
Down where they're talking, I mean, there was only one guy out there blocking. He was blocking the kicker.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, It's a touchdown. There we go.
For further discussion, the touchdown stands.
Unsportsmanlike on both teams.
Oh, what a run that was. And he's only a sophomore. Isaiah Rodriguez on for the extra point out of the hold of Matthew Lenseski. Low snap. The kick is no good.
It is no good.
Off the mark. And with 7:57 remaining in this first half, it's the Blue Devils 13 and the Chargers 7 on Adams Cable High School Football.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Your local Napa dealer, Carbondale Auto Parts, has been serving the area for over 38 years with quality automotive replacement parts, tools, and accessories. Experience the Napa know-how difference with great service you've come to know and trust from the staff at Carbondale Auto Parts. Your Napa know-how folks.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
What does it mean to be an expert? Does it mean getting the job done right? Or being able to pinpoint a problem and quickly find a solution? Whatever the meaning, the team in NJS are your experts in hydraulic and pneumatic components. So whether you need a custom hose built on the spot or a cylinder repaired from the ground up, the experts at NJS are there when you need them. And with the area's largest hose and fittings warehouse, NJS has thousands of the parts you need in stock and ready to go. NJS, Route 6 Mayfield, online at njsgo.com. NJS is proud to call this area home and proud to sponsor our area athletes on Adams Cable Channel 7.
Back in Carbondale at the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex, where the Blue Devils lead the Chargers 13-7. Now the kickoff by Rodriguez. And on the far side of the field, Carbondale will return it. And the Chargers will go back on offense.
Kick returned by DePalma.
Vincent DePalma on that return, and Carbondale will start this drive from around their own 37-yard line, first down and 10. Well, got off to a slow start, but boy, they really turned things around quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
10 from the 25.
It's the way it always seems to go, though. Let's see what Carbondale has up their sleeve here.
And Carbondale will start this drive at their own 20, let's check that, the 25-yard line, as Kyle Jones will hand off the football. And coming to the near side of the field,
No fumble.
a loose football. Let's check this.
Ball is loose, recovered by the Chargers.
Carbondale will keep it. Well, this is where you want to try to regain your composure right here and put together a drive and keep the football away from the Blue Devils because they've got some quick momentum.
Hold. Penalty.
And we'll let the officials sort things out.
It was a hold.
So that will move Carbondale back. Chase Arthur will lead the Chargers to the line of scrimmage on first down and 20 yards to go. From about the 16-yard line, Kyle Jones will hand it off to the tailback, and he is stacked up at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play.
Gain on the carry. Brings up second down.
Well, week number 10 of football already. Gosh, you know, you take a look, we talk about it all the time, how quick it moves. Get around July and you start saying, wow, football is right around the corner, and suddenly you have opening night, you're at the midway point, and then it's week 10.
Get all the basketball
And then,
stuff.
and then the snowblower comes out.
Right? And you're worried about cancellations and makeup games.
Yes.
And it goes year after year after year.
Second down and long yardage for Carbondale.
But Nick, I kind of like that winter sport.
Wow, you were partial to it. How could you not be?
And we have a break in the action. We'll keep it right here. Well, basketball will be right around the corner because starting next week, of course, the high school football playoffs get underway. And a lot of different scenarios around the area. When you take a look at Class 3A, Scranton Prep has clinched a playoff spot. They're currently the number 1 seed. And they're taking on Valley View tonight down at Peckville. So that's a big classic matchup.
That's for the division title. And what a season Prep has had from the start of their year when they got, dealt a bad hand when Montgomery went down for the year. They go up to Lakeland. They weren't ready for that.
They definitely they turned things around
really
pretty quick.
And kudos to their coaching staff down there. Really got everybody back on the same page and said, hey, we are a good football team. Not that you want to see any individuals hurt, but they had a good team. And they're going to be the number 1 seed in 3A. But they're going to take on Valley View, who's no slouch themselves.
No, two teams with traditional winning experiences forever and ever.
Second down and long yardage for the Chargers as Kyle Jones now will operate out of the gun. And he will send Orta in motion. And Jones will keep the football off the fake and try to go up the middle, and he's gang tackled by the Blue Devil defense.
Ran real hard that time. He got hit about 4 times when that pile came on top of him, but he kept going. Picked up about 7 yards.
Third down coming up. 3rd and 12 for the Chargers. This will be the final game of the season for Carbondale here on their home field as they will be on the road in the playoffs. Lakeland, of course, will have home field advantage in the playoffs in the districts. They put their undefeated mark on the line tonight against the Mid-Valley Spartans as Orta takes the handoff, tries to get the edge, and turns it upfield. And there's battle on the far side, right in front of the Blue Devil bench.
We'll bring up a 4th down.
Now the punting unit now will come on for the Chargers as we near the 5-minute mark remaining in this first half in Carbondale, with the Blue Devils leading the Chargers 13-7 on the Call Spall scoreboard. Colin Baylor ready to punt the football. Chaz Kovaleski, a late arrival to the line, number 77. He'll take his position. And we are ready to rock. Holzman and Novak deep.
What did he do? Punted the ball. Yeah. Okay, how far did it go?
It was punt out of bounds.
To about the 48.
Old Forge takes over. 1st and 10.
Yeah, the Blue Devils right now will take over possession of the football. And if you're Carbondale, this is where you have to be careful defensively.
Yeah, that
Blue Devils got some momentum here, and they will operate from the Carbondale 35, 1st down and 10.
that doesn't change the field.
That doesn't.
Nope.
Here come the Blue Devils with the lead and the football.
That was a net of about 8 yards.
Sobel back to pass. He fires downfield, and it's incomplete.
Sobel's pass incomplete.
Lanseski, the intended receiver.
He is
2nd down.
he is not quite on tonight. It seems like he's everything is just off a bit.
There's some throws where it looks like he could use a little more touch on. There's other throws where he should be throwing darts.
Second down and 10, Old Forge from the Carbondale 35. Sobel near side, the pass is complete, and this is for the Old Forge Blue Devils. They've got something going right there on the completion.
By Nick Novak, good for first down yards.
Well, right here, Old Forge putting it together. And they are knocking on the door now with the football at the 10-yard line. First down and goal from the 10. And there's the inside handoff to Krusnowski, and he continues to battle.
Kale Krusnowski on the carry, short gain.
It's getting a little chippy out there, guys, for both teams. You want to be careful. You don't want to get tossed out of this game.
Yeah, that's a long suspension if you do. You don't want that. Carbondale has already experienced that earlier in the year.
Yeah, that was a tough break for Carbondale on a situation that may really not have happened. That's the thing.
Linseski is wide on the top of your screen. And with the I formation in the backfield, they will give it to Krusnowski, and he goes right up the gut of the Carbondale defense inside the 5-yard line.
Short gain on the play. Brought down by Chaz Pawlowski, Noah Kilmer, and Jake Rossler all in on the stop.
Third down coming up for the Old Forge Blue Devils. And that clock continues to run as the Blue Devils have a 13-7 advantage, looking for more as they are knocking on the door. Sobel will spin. He hands it off, and there is a wide open end zone for Kale Krusnowski, the sophomore. And he has a 5-yard touchdown to give the Blue Devils another touchdown on the board, and it's 19-7 Old Forge.
I would love to know how many yards after contact Krusnowski has.
Because they are certainly not wrapping him up.
He's like a pinball.
Well, head coach Jeff Arthur said, we have to tackle tonight if we want to have a shot in this game. And that's what it's been a defensive struggle this year for Carbondale as Isaiah Rodriguez will attempt the extra point. And this kick is perfect. 2 minutes and 49 seconds remain in this first half, and Old Forge has jumped out to a 20-7 advantage over the Chargers.
Providing the ultimate in professional service is a tradition at Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated, Carbondale. For more than 50 years, families in Carbondale and its surrounding area have used our 2 Hospital Street and 74 North Main Street locations for a traditional service, cremation or memorial services, or a service of personal preference. Contact Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated to handle every detail. When it comes to keeping your vehicle maintained and problem-free, Jerry's Tire and Auto Service in Carbondale has you covered. Call Jerry's for brake service, oil changes, state inspections, quality tires, wheel alignment, and rotation to enhance your vehicle's performance.
I'm Jerry Jablonowski. Call 282 Tire for dependable automotive service and name brand tires at Jerry's Tire and Auto Service in Carbondale.
Old Forge Blue Devils take a 20-7 lead over the Carbondale area Chargers with 2:49 to play in this first half. Great to have you with us tonight on Adams Cable High School Football, alongside Chris Nanfelt and Claire Seymour from Adams Cable handling the live edition of our broadcast, and of course Glenn Muskowski and Nick Homick. I'm Steve Young. Great to have you with us. And Gabriel Suarez on camera for Frankie Carl Productions. And this is a pretty good return for the Carbondale area Chargers as they will take the football out across the 40-yard line as Orta with a great return, and the Chargers will go back on offense.
Well, he's kind of their Mr. Everything,
Yep.
Mr. Orta.
Out close to midfield.
He's having a real good year.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's done a good job this year. First down for Carbondale from its own 47-yard line. As Kyle Jones approaching the line of scrimmage, and we will have a timeout called by the Blue Devils. We'll keep it right here. Well, here we are, folks, in week 10 of high school football. Blue Devils looking to keep this going and capture the Lackawanna Football Conference Division III title. And, of course, then get ready for the playoffs.
Alyssa Hendrick, Jocelyn Livingston, Diana Dowd, and Alyssa Shaw.
You really don't want to be the team going into the playoffs after a loss. I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean,
right.
But you don't want to go down on a low note.
You want to be playing
firing
your
off
best.
cylinders. You really want to be, starting to peak now as you go into that postseason. I mean, and it goes for any sport naturally. Carbondale wants nothing more than to play spoiler here tonight. Nothing better for them to upset Old Forge's chances to go into the playoffs on a hot streak and also keep them from getting that Division III title.
Well, we have some updates in high school football. Prep and Valley View are tied at 7 at the half. Lakeland leads Mid-Valley 13-0 at halftime. Western Wayne 21-0 over Honesdale. That was in the second quarter. First down and 10, the Chargers, as Jones with a late handoff. It's Orta, and Orta squirts across midfield. Good run on the play. Found a seam along the right side of that offensive line. Second down coming up. Wow. Abington Heights with a 21-7 lead over Delaware Valley in the second quarter.
That's at Delaware Valley.
Wow, that's surprising. Chargers run the football and they sustain the drive with the first down.
First down.
Now this is big for Carbondale. Plenty of time with 2 minutes left in this first half, and they would like to take this football into the end zone and go into the locker room with momentum and set the strategy for the second half, as they have a new set of downs from the Blue Devil 37. Jones on the handoff, and it is Orta coming to the near side. Lead blocker was DePalma.
Johnny Orta on the carry. Will be good for another Charger first down.
Well, Carbondale area continues to pound that football, and they want to get this into the end zone. We'll see how things play out as the Blue Devils lead this one 20-7 as we near 1 minute left in the first half. And Carbondale will just run it once again.
DePalma on the handoff. Play broken up immediately.
And DePalma, the ball carrier.
Rose in on the stop.
Well, Nick, right here, you have to come away with points.
Yeah, even if it's in a field goal attempt for them. But Carbondale's stay true to what they do. They get the ball to their playmakers in Orta and DePalma. And they sprinkle a little Jones in with the keeper here and there.
And it will be Orta, nowhere to go on the handoff. Well, the clock right now, a big factor. We're down to 38 seconds remaining. And Carbondale is going to have to act quickly.
Oh, there was time running away.
Yeah, they have to move quickly. They're using up a lot of precious
They
time.
might have one timeout left.
They might be saving it for the...
Third down coming up for the Chargers with 19 seconds to play. Jones off the play fake, rolling out. He's in some trouble, and he'll take the sack. Did he lose the football?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, he fumbles the football away, and Old Forge has recovered with 8 seconds left.
You got to throw that one away. You have to throw it away.
Throw it away.
And that all comes with experience.
Well, yeah.
Officials timeout.
I know you don't want to force a turnover down the field, but you also don't want to fumble the ball. Easier said than done. We're sitting up here, of course. But
And a player injured for Carbondale on the far side of the field. Head coach Jeff Arthur will head to the far side, and we will keep it right here. Well, we talked about, Nick, how important it was for Carbondale to come away with points in that situation, even if they did try a field goal. And unfortunately, that's what happens. You turn the ball over now, and Old Forge will just take a knee and go into the locker room with a 20-7 lead and the momentum.
right, and that's 2 opportunities we can just think of right now in this first half. That right there with that turnover and the interception, the great individual effort by Rose on the screen pass. So that's 2 opportunities right there for Carbondale where you were either switching field position or you were knocking on the door, hopefully to come away with some points. Didn't happen. That's part of the game. What are they calling the first half here?
And that will do it, as the clock will wind down here in the first half, and the Old Forge Blue Devils will take a 20-7 lead into the locker room here at halftime.
Did I miss something there? I mean, I know I've been away from the game a little bit here for
Well,
I didn't even
usually
see the offense come on the field.
Usually they line up in a formation and snap the football.
Usually a play has to happen. I don't know what that was about.
Did they start the clock?
Here.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now, Larry Gabriel III, the athletic director here in Carbondale, said Old Forge chose not to snap the football. So,
That explains it.
yes. So we will go to a quick break and come right back, and we'll have our halftime show in just a moment.
When it comes to keeping your vehicle maintained and problem-free, Jerry's Tire and Auto Service in Carbondale has you covered. Call Jerry's for brake service, oil changes, state inspections, quality tires, wheel alignment, and rotation to enhance your vehicle's performance.
I'm Jerry Jablonowski. Call 282 Tire for dependable automotive service in name brand tires at Jerry's Tire and Auto Service in Carbondale.
When you need collision repair, turn to the professionals at Beston's Auto Body and Collision Center to restore your vehicle back to its original condition. For over 34 years, Beston's has been providing full-service collision repair with exceptional customer service. At Beston's, their motto is, every job is perfect or it doesn't leave the shop. Beston's Collision Center in Carbondale, the trusted name in collision repair in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to more Adams Cable High School football, and here at halftime, it's the Old Forge Blue Devils leading the Carbondale area Chargers by the score of 20-7. Well, things got off to a little bit of a defensive struggle early in that first quarter, but then both teams turned it around. Carbondale threatened. They put 7 points on the board, but Old Forge took advantage of every opportunity.
Yeah, we went through 12 minutes scoreless, and in the course of 3 minutes, we had 3 touchdowns. But that's the way the game goes. And in all 3 facets, I mean, you've had the defensive touchdown with the interception return for a TD from Old Forge. You have a special teams touchdown from Old Forge, and of course they have the one with Krasnowski's run midway through the second quarter. And Carbondale has played well. They're by no means out of this game, but they just seem to shoot themselves out in the foot, so to speak, and they have about 6 toes left. But it's a tale of 2 halves. Let's see what they do, what kind of adjustments they make, and it's things that can be corrected.
Right. Well,
Turnovers at inopportune times, of course, have hurt them and stopped drives.
that last turnover with just under a minute remaining in this first half, that really hurt.
They've shown they can move the ball, and they've definitely shown they can stop Old Forge.
And it seems as though Carbondale had great success running to the outside.
But they did go inside a little bit. They were having some trouble with that shotgun snap early in the first quarter. They seem to have gone to under center and had some success there, both with DePalma and Orta. They're having a little trouble with the passing game, especially throwing the ball down the field. Now, on that last series for Carbondale, I do believe Jones was the injured player. I don't know that for a fact, but I do think it was him. Now, if he's unable to go, and I know Bennett is out, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to, take the snaps. If
Wildcat.
it's going to be Wildcat probably, or it's going to be a very young player, or a player out of position. Maybe Orta or DePalma or somebody. I'm not sure, but we'll see what's going to happen there in the second half.
Well, we will step aside for a while and let you enjoy the halftime show presented by Old Forge.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give one last attempt for this winning 50-50 ticket. Once again, that winning number, if you purchase the 50-50, is 961357. Again, that winning number, 961357.
Welcome back to Carbondale and the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex. In this Week 10 matchup in the Lackawanna Football Conference Division III, we are at halftime, and the Old Forge Blue Devils have a 20-7 lead over the Carbondale area Chargers. Well, time to bring in Mr. Glenn Muskowski and run down the scoring summary and all of the statistics of the first half of tonight's game.
Okay, Steve. Scoring summary with 8:11 left in the second quarter. Rose interception for 40 yards. The kick was good, 7-0 Old Forge. De Palma runs the next play, first play from scrimmage after that for 63 yards, and then the next play goes in for a 5-yard touchdown with 8:20 to go. Right around 8 minutes to go for a tie of 7-7. The kick was good by Baylor. Novak takes the ensuing kickoff, runs at 91 yards after bouncing off of about 4 or 5 would-be tacklers. He stayed up on his feet and went 91 yards. The kick was no good. Makes it 13-7 Old Forge. And then the Karzanowski 5-yard run. The kick is good. So at halftime we have a score of 20-7. For Carbondale, Vinny De Palma had 10 rushes for 97 yards and a TD. Orta has 9 rushes for 56 yards, and Jones has 4 rushes for 5 yards. Jones was 1 for 3 for 18 yards, and De Palma had that one catch. Carbondale had 8 first downs. They had 1 penalty for 10 yards, and they ran 27 plays. For Old Forge, Kale Karzanowski, who he's in there for Spindler today, doing an excellent job. He had 8 carries for 33 yards and a TD. James Sobel had 1 run for 11 yards. Sobel was 3 for 8 for 27 yards. Holzman had 1 catch for -2. Karzanowski had 1 catch for +2, and Novak had 1 catch for 25. They had 5 first downs. They had 1 penalty for 10 yards, and they ran 20 plays. So the big play, Nick, I would say, is the thing that has taken over this football game so far. There was nothing happening in the first quarter. They both played very, very well, and then all of a sudden, Old Forge went crazy. Carbondale comes right back, and Old Forge comes right back again.
Like we said, it was about the span of about 3 minutes, it seemed. One was on back-to-back plays, basically. After the Palmer run, the ensuing kickoff was the 91-yard touchdown. But you're gonna have big splash plays like that with teams like this, because they're gonna keep doing what they do. Eventually, it's gonna pop, and which it did.
It's all what Carbondale's adjustments they're going to have to make in the second half. I like what they're trying to do is run outside, and they've been effective that way. But running up the gut against Old Forge is pretty hard to do.
Pretty hard to do. They're pretty stout inside with their linebackers and their D tackles. Like I said, they've seen something in the scouting reports that they want to get outside. It seems to be where they've tried to do all night, basically all night. There's only a few runs in between the tackles, and he seemed to be quarterback keepers, or even DePalma just staying in there. But
Well, yeah, as you said, Carbondale really shot themselves in their foot because of the interception for a score. And then the fumble. They were marching, and just before the end of the half, they were marching, and the fumble. And, you can't do that against a seasoned team like Old Forge.
in this new age of football with shotguns and things like that, it's still the same basics. Who turns the ball over the least usually wins the game.
Yeah.
Who does the fundamental things the best is usually the team who wins the game, correct?
And Old Forge over the years,
Right
traditionally,
now, fundamentals.
they're very good at
Yes.
that.
They haven't turned the ball over. They're the one who created the turnovers, and they're playing good special teams.
So it's a 20-7 lead for the Old Forge Blue Devils here at halftime. We are awaiting the teams back out onto the football field. Someone has the winning ticket, and I am going to open the door and let them in. Step right in, young lady, and go right through that door. We have a winner. And fans having a great time here tonight at the stadium in the final home game for the Carbondale area Chargers. Of course, they are in the district playoffs, and it's just a matter of who they will end up playing when everything is all said and done after everything gets sorted out tonight. So, big weekend of football, not only in high school but college, and Penn State with a big game coming up tomorrow.
Whew. Interesting.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Whew. What is that? What does that mean? That doesn't sound too encouraging, Glenn.
They're if you looked at the Tribune today, they didn't have too much faith in Penn State. But no, they're going to have to play almost a perfect game. They're going to have to somehow stop the offense of Ohio State, and their defense has been pretty good also. So it's not going to be easy. They say they're not big enough. Well, they better get big enough if they want to play with the big boys.
24 hours.
Yes.
Well, big second half of football coming up here, and kind of an extended halftime as we're still awaiting the teams on to coming into the stadium out of the locker room. They should be approaching shortly.
Here comes Old Forge now.
Okay, they're ready to rock.
Well, my Giants are 6-1.
Who
Right?
would have thunk that? I still can't believe it.
I'll tell you, I think they finally have the right person
Coaching the team?
That's
It
right.
seems to be. And even Daniel Jones is playing well.
Well, he better.
For all the naysayers, I mean, he's doing what he's got to do. Turn around, hand the ball to 26.
who's finally healthy and doing well, yeah.
Health is a beautiful thing, especially when you're getting paid for it.
I'd like to thank all of the great sponsors who make high school football possible here each and every game. By Adams Cable Service, of course, the Comfort Doctors, T.E. Spall & Son, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing of Carbondale. If now is the time you might want to give T.E. Spall a call and get that heating system tuned up for the upcoming winter season. Give them a call today for all of your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. By your local Napa Auto Parts store, Carbondale Auto Parts. Stop by a Carbondale Auto Parts. They could run a check on that battery and make sure you're all ready to go. Last thing you want to do is step outside and get in that vehicle on a cold winter morning and you go to turn the car over and you just get a that's not good. NJS Systems and Controls, Route 6 Mayfield. By Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated, with locations at 74 North Main Street and 2 Hospital Street. Also brought to you today by Jerry's Tire and Auto Service, your source for quality tires. Beston's Auto Body and Collision Center. By McGovern Insurance Agency, comprehensive coverage with a personal touch. And Nick's Excavating and Paving of Carbondale. And, of course, your starting lineups each and every game, presented by your good friends at the Roselle Department Store. Well, the Chargers are back on the field for the start of second half action as they trail 20-7 as we get set for the third quarter of play. And we'll see, try to take a look and see if Daniel Jones will be ready to run the offense.
Kyle Jones, right?
Or Kyle Jones, I should say. Now, guys, I have to ask you a question. Taking a look at the lighting here, do we have some lights out here on the
It appears.
I believe that far side we have some lights out.
Unless they look like they're turned or something.
They might be turned toward the end zone more. I'm not sure, but
I'm not going to go up there and change them. I'll tell you that.
That far corner, though, does look a little bit darker than usual.
I remember, Steve, in the gym years ago, they had those old Mercury lights, and boy, there were some dark spots in Carbondale's gym until they put those new lighting. It was like the sky opened up.
We'd like at this time to once again thank all the Carbondale area faculty and staff working tonight's game, making it all possible.
So it's the Blue Devils and the Chargers here in week number 10, and boy, over the years, the Blue Devils have had some very, very good seasons. Back in 2014, they were 12-1 overall. 2017, a mark of 11 wins and 2 losses. Carbondale area, of course, had that real good year back in 2013 when they were 9-2 overall. And, of course, they did not play in 2020 due to the COVID pandemic. And here this year, I think their expectations were a lot higher than the 3-6 mark they're at this moment, Glenn. They definitely expected a lot more out of this team this year.
I think a lot happened in that first game when I don't even want to discuss
when they had DePalma out of the lineup.
Sure, and I to this day don't think that was very fair. You get a bunch of kids ready to go in a big game, first game of the year, and something happens, and then you're throwing people out the very first game. They're all hyped up. They're ready to go. They want to play. Then you change your story. Oh, wow. I don't know. So I'm not even getting into it. I thought that was it was terrible, and I don't know if Carbondale ever recovered from that.
But it's been a long year for Carbondale, and of course here tonight, trailing 20-7 as we start third quarter action. And it's going to be imperative when Carbondale does get the football that they try to get something going, get a quick score when they get back on offense. And
well, they're going to need one. They're going to need one, and they're going to have to continue to pound that ball, and maybe they can get somebody outside, because DePalma and Orta are really getting out there. They're getting upfield. The first time they got the ball down the field, they stepped out of bounds, and it could have been a big difference. Then they had to give the ball up. But so let's see what happens here.
Well, we are set for the third quarter of play as Isaiah Rodriguez, the sophomore, tees up the football for the Old Forge Blue Devils. And DePalma and Ian Warmoth are back deep, along with Malachi DeBarry. He's back in the ball game. That's a good sign for the Chargers. And here we go with the second half. Line drive kick, and it is going to be DePalma on the return. And he will take the football out to about the 30-yard line, where the Chargers will go back on the offensive attack, first down and 10. So let's see how the Chargers start this first possession, trailing 20-7. As Kyle Jones will trot in with the play from the near sideline, and head coach Jeff Arthur. Now Malachi DeBarry is a wideout on the bottom of your screen, as there will be an I formation in the backfield. And Jones will hand it off, and it's Orta on the carry.
Johnny Orta on the carry. No gain.
So the Chargers start the third quarter play with the ground game. And second down is coming up, as there is no gain on the last play.
No surprises there, just straight handoff.
Mason Barron will line up in the slot on the near side. And now Kyle Jones will survey the defense of Old Forge. Jones will hand it off, and Carbondale runs the football again, but the defense of the Blue Devils is right there.
No gain for
Joe Granco, the outside linebacker wearing number 88, coming up to make the stop for the Blue Devil defense. It is 3rd down and 10.
Guys, as much as I hate the play in football, the quick screen to the wide receivers, it's overused. But in this instance, Carbondale's been putting these two twin receivers out here to the right almost every play. They're only basically covering with one corner. They're cheating over the strong safety, but he's not going to make it in time. It's a good quick pickup if they can get the ball out there.
Jones on 3rd down and 10, rolls out. The quick pass is incomplete. It was intended for Ethan Bruin, who was in the ball game. He's a 5'8", 160-pound sophomore. So it is going to be 3 and out for the Charger offense.
not what they wanted to come out and do to start the second half.
And on 4th down, punting unit will come on for the Chargers as Colin Baylor awaiting the snap. Casey Holzman and Ryan Novak are deep for the Old Forge Blue Devils. From the 43-yard line, this is Holzman on the return, and he is taken down after a short return.
Is there a fumble there?
There was punt return by Casey Holzman.
No,
I don't think
No.
it will be the Blue Devils in possession of the football with great field position to start this drive here in the second half, leading 20-7 on the Call Spall scoreboard. Here come the Blue Devils. And it is Sobel rolling out, fires the pass on the far side. Alex Michaelo, I believe on the reception.
real nice play there by Sobel. I mean, he had a guy right in his face. As soon as he faked the play action, opened up, and he had the defensive end sitting right there.
Now, Michaelo is a great target at 6'1", 240 pounds, and the Blue Devils pick up a very important first down to sustain the drive, and they will operate now from the Charger 20-yard line. First down and 10. Sobel will hand it off, and they will go right up the middle with the running attack. Kale Krusnowski, it looked like on the handoff, the sophomore.
Gain of about 3.
Now this offensive line of the Blue Devils, they have some size on it. Left guard is Santino Crappa. He's at 230. Kylel Rose at right guard at 220. Santacero at right tackle, 260 pounds. So they have some muscle on the line.
Good size there.
Second down and 7. Blue Devils operate from the Chargers 17. And it is Krusnowski again on the handoff, and he's stacked up. Charger defense right there to shut him down.
It's a wonder how those guys got any size down there. There's nowhere good to eat in Old Forge. Right?
Flag on the play.
Yeah, it's a great town. Love talking to head coach Mike Schuback. You talk about two head coaches that are very passionate about football. You've got them on the field tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Schuback and Jeff Arthur.
A hold, boys.
Penalty now will move the Blue Devils back on the holding call and bring up second down.
I know in the past, even when we've interviewed Coach Schuback, he seems like a quiet, mild-mannered guy, but if you strike the right nerve with him on the topic of football or something, he can go.
Second down and 15. Sobel airs it out, looking in the end zone and overthrows his intended receiver.
Pass incomplete.
Well, he had a man open, but just overthrew him in the end zone.
He's getting a little pressure. He's being pressured pretty well by Carbondale, and he's getting that ball up. And he's got an arm for sure, but he's just not quite in sync with the receiver. Just overthrowing him just a bit.
Third down coming up for the Old Forge Blue Devils. Line of scrimmage marked at the Carbondale 25. Sobel will send 2 wideouts on the near side. And Sobel to throw, and the pass was intended for Holzman. Could have been intercepted by the Charger defense, and it falls incomplete.
And there was no one anywhere in the area if he made that interception.
Colin Orms was right there, could have picked it off, and it falls incomplete. Fourth down coming up for Old Forge.
Well, this would be big if Carbondale can hold them on defense here.
Fourth down and 15. Linseski is wide at the bottom of your screen. And Sobel out of the gun. Back to throw, flag on the play. He will throw on the run, looking in the end zone. And it's an apparent touchdown at this point.
There's 2 flags at 2 different spots there, isn't there?
I think they're both on Old Forge, to be honest with you. One should be a legal procedure. Other is usually in the area of hold.
And we will wait for the official call. And the flags came out immediately.
Penalty is an illegal shift.
And a hold.
And a hold. They took the hold.
The holding will be accepted. Touchdown off the board. Remains fourth down.
And that will push back Old Forge even farther now. And they will spot the football. They're coming back even more.
I'm going to figure they would put the punt team
at
on.
the 40.
Fourth and a country mile.
Yes, and that will change the scenario for Old Forge. And the punting unit will come on as Rodriguez will boot it away.
Yep. They got Carbondale, too many men on the field.
Wow. Now with 8:07 remaining here in the third
any penalty?
quarter.
Any flag out there?
Yeah, there was a flag. They got him with 12 men on the field.
Eight minutes and 7 seconds remain here in this third quarter. Blue Devils lead it 20-7 on the Call Ball scoreboard. And another penalty. And this will be on the Chargers.
Waving it off.
They're waving it off.
You don't see that too often. These guys get paid by the flag.
Nick, you haven't lost a step.
Now even further discussion.
It's great to have Nick back in the booth.
Now he's going to call the play. Oh, my God.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Penalty is declined. Cardinal takes over. First and 10.
Wave the flag off. Now we're going to call it anyway. Told you, they get paid by the flag.
And Carbondale area will take over.
Well, I don't blame Old Forge
Yeah,
if they're
really.
on they're on the 2-yard line.
They're inside the 5, yeah. So the Chargers will have their backs against the wall as they start this drive. From about their own 2-yard line, first down and 10. So this is where you have to be careful if you're Kyle Jones, the junior quarterback. Going to need to handle the football securely, and they will run the football and try to get a little breathing room.
Handoff is to DePalma for a short game.
As Vincent DePalma had over just about 600 yards rushing coming into this ball game. And scored a total of 64 points. 2-yard gain on the last play will bring up 2nd and 8. And right here, Chargers need to play smart football, don't turn it over, and try to pick up a first down as they will run the football, but the Blue Devil defense is right there to shut it down. As DePalma tested the defense of the Blue Devils. So it's third down now coming up. Helnick right here. Chargers really have to come up with something to sustain the drive. Otherwise, Old Forge will have a short field.
Well, you're going to be punting from your own end zone unless you pick up a few more yards here. That goes without saying, but
Now we have under 7 to play in third quarter action, and it's 3rd and 7 for the Carbondale offense. Kyle Jones will survey the defense of Old Forge. Man will come in motion near side, and the toss play. Coming around the corner.
Well, that's definitely. There it is.
And that is DePalma.
first.
Good for a Carbondale area. First down.
Flag on
Now
the
that's
play.
a flag. Now that's what Carbondale needed. Let's check out the flag. How many times do you see that in a game where you get that good
It's got to
good
be a
play
hold out there, eh?
nullified by a penalty?
Well, that's why the big play happened.
There it is, the hold.
Still. It's still a first down? Yeah. The penalty goes from the
It goes from the
spot.
spot of the foul, but
There we go. Now they
15 yards
changed it.
downfield.
Well, I can't tell you how or why we have a first down.
Even Carm Caracho doesn't know. He's the PA guy. You guys laugh at me, I'm telling you.
First down and
These
10.
guys make up the rules as they go.
10-yard penalty stands, but good for first down yardage.
First down and 10, the Carbondale area Chargers on the short end of a 20-7 score. And once again, running the football, trying to go up the gut of this Blue Devil defense. Second down coming up. And we'll see if head coach Jeff Arthur can pull a rabbit out of his hat right here on 2nd and 8 from the 12-yard line. We've seen some big plays in this game from both ball clubs. And the Chargers will run the football. Looks like DePalma drawing a crowd.
Handoff to DePalma. Brought down by Rose and Granco.
And third down on the way.
Bring up third down.
Well, here we go again. Carbondale in a third down situation. And a quick moving third quarter as the Blue Devils are in control, leading 20-7 as we near 5 minutes to play on the Call Spall scoreboard here in Week 10.
They coming this way again, Nick?
Seems to be what they've been doing is running into their bench. Maybe it's a shorter field over here.
It's downhill.
It's downhill. Maybe there's only 99 yards on this side. Who knows?
Malachi DeBarry is a wide out, and a man comes in motion. And the pursuit will come to the near side, and Carbondale will not be able to pick up a first down
DePalma brought down for a short gain.
as DePalma is taken down by the Blue Devil defense. They have played well here.
They
against the
had
Chargers.
really good pursuit that time. They strung that thing right out.
It is fourth down, and the punting unit will come on for the Chargers. Ryan Novak will drop back on the return team, along with Casey Holzman for the Blue Devils. Now, right here, you don't want to make a mistake and turn the football over, as Colin Baylor will punt from his own 4-yard line. That's a good punt. It will get a Carbondale roll inside Blue Devil territory and is finally downed at the 43-yard line.
Old Forge will take over. First and 10.
That's where the Blue Devils will take over and start this drive, first down and 10. Well, if you're Carbondale now, got to play some defense. Valley View has taken a 7-point lead over Prep 14-7. That's in the fourth quarter. Lakeland out to a 28-0 advantage over Mid-Valley in the fourth. Western Wayne leads Honesdale 21-0. That is a third quarter score. 20-7 right here. The Blue Devils with 3:48 to play in the third quarter. And
nobody here.
There's a pass on the near side of the field. Wide open, and we have a player shaken up for the Blue Devils right in front of the Carbondale bench. And we'll keep it right here. Well, another key going into the playoffs, guys, is trying to stay healthy.
Oh, absolutely.
That's another.
Any time of year, you want to stay healthy.
Now, while the injured player is being attended to, we will go to a quick break and come right back with more high school football in just a moment.
Insurance is more than just a policy. It's knowing that you are properly covered to protect all the assets you have worked so hard to acquire over the years. For over 50 years, McGovern Insurance has fulfilled the needs and expectations of families and businesses in the greater Carbondale area. McGovern Insurance Agency specializes in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. Call for a competitive quote and superior service at 282-1170. Your protection comes first at McGovern Insurance Agency, 26th Avenue, Carbondale. Mix Excavating and Paving of Carbondale is committed to providing professional service in residential and commercial excavating, land clearing and demolition, foundations, driveways, sidewalks, and utility lines. Enhance your property with new paving and seal coating, mulch, or stone. For expert service on your next project, count on Mix Excavating and Paving Carbondale. You deserve expert heating, cooling, and plumbing service. So, just call Spall. T.E. Spall & Son has been serving northeastern Pennsylvania with expert customer service for 36 years in all phases of residential and commercial heating, cooling, and plumbing. So, just call Spall for the expert service you deserve. Visit them at callspall.com. For service, remember, just call Spall.
Welcome back to the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex in Carbondale. And players shaken up for Old Forge. He is going to be taken off the field in the cart.
81.
Yeah, let's confirm that number and make sure. So this will be a tough loss for the Old Forge Blue Devils. And the injured player will get a round of applause. Let's see if we can confirm the number.
Looks like.
And the clock stopped with 3:40 to play here in this third quarter, and Old Forge leading 20-7. And we're back to more action. We'll try to confirm that number for you. And the injured player, as the Blue Devils will start this drive, first down and 10, and they will give it to Krusnowski. And he is caught at the line of scrimmage, kind of strung out on the play.
Hand off to Kraszowski, brought down right away.
Now with the Blue Devils up 20-7, you could start to continue to pound that football. You pick up a couple of first downs, and then clock management becomes very important, especially in the fourth quarter. Charger fans here chant for defense. Second down coming up. Gain of 1 on the last play. As James Sobel will come up under center this time, and they will hand it off and go with the running game.
Hand off to Kraszowski, brought down by Vincent DePalma.
Krasnowski getting the call for the Blue Devils. Took a pretty good hit near the end of that play. And it is going to bring up a third down and short yardage for Old Forge, as we have just about 2 minutes left here in this third quarter. Yep,
81.
that is 81, and it is Alex Mikhailo, the injured player, 6'1", 240-pound senior. And they were taking the shoulder pads off and the jersey, and he's on the card on the near side of the field. We wish him well and hope he is okay, as the Blue Devils now will come the other way, and they are still on their feet running the football.
Krasnowski on the carry will be good for an Old Forge first down.
With Krasnowski, he's the go-to guy for that Blue Devil offense, and right now the Blue Devils will be knocking on the door with the lead and the football at the Carbondale 10-yard line.
Another 3 guys hit him. Can't tackle him on the top, hitting him in the shoulders though.
Nah, everything is moving forward with him.
He is. He's got some kind of speed also. Wow.
Well, Alex Mikhailo on the golf cart being attended to by the medical staff for. So his night is ended, and we have a timeout on the field with 1 minute left here in the third quarter as the Blue Devils are up 20-7 as we go to a break on Adams Cable High School Football.
Save a check, save a stamp, and save yourself time with Adams Cable Easy Pay. A simple one-time setup of automatic payments from your preferred bank account or credit card is all you need to do to enroll. It's fast, convenient, secure, and best of all, free. Never worry about a late payment again. Adams Cable makes it effortless. For more information regarding online payment options and to enroll in Easy Pay, please visit adamscable.com.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Your local Napa dealer, Carbondale Auto Parts, has been serving the area for over 38 years with quality automotive replacement parts, tools, and accessories. Experience the Napa know-how difference with great service you've come to know and trust from the staff at Carbondale Auto Parts. Your Napa know-how folks.
Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Napa know-how. Napa know-how.
Back in Carbondale with more Adams Cable High School football with 57 seconds to play here in this third quarter. Blue Devils are up 20-7 over the Carbondale area Chargers. They have the football, second down and goal from just inside the 10-yard line. Now this is a big play in the football game. Carbondale needs a defensive stand right here. And here come the Blue Devils. James Sobel will take the snap. He will hand it off. Krasnowski drilled on the play, and a late flag coming in at the end of the play.
And Noah Kilmer. There is a flag on the play.
Boy, some pretty hard hitting by both ball clubs.
That's how you got to get Krasnowski, though. 2-3 guys at him every time.
Angelo Fumanti, number 44, checking out of the ball game. He was lining up in the backfield
what was
for
the
the Blue
penalty?
Devils.
Face mask.
Oh, jeez. Yep.
Yeah, that will place the football at about the 5-yard line. And that will change probably the strategy now for head coach Mike Schuback and the Blue Devil offense. Clock winding down here in the third. 35 seconds and counting. Linceski is a wideout on the top of your screen. Sobel will hand it off, and he will keep it. That was a fake, and he will barrel into the end zone for the touchdown.
I think he had his mind made up before the ball was even snapped.
26-7 as the Blue Devils score with 22 seconds remaining here in third quarter action. Well, that was a good fake, and no doubt about it. He is 6 foot 230 pounds. Took it into the end zone for the 5-yard touchdown. Rodriguez now for the extra point. Boy, this third quarter has the action has slowed down considerably. Yeah, some fireworks across town. Rodriguez will tack on the extra point, and with 22 seconds to play in the third, Blue Devils are up 27-7 over Carbondale as we go to a break.
What does it mean to be an expert? Does it mean getting the job done right? Or being able to pinpoint a problem and quickly find a solution? Whatever the meaning, the team in NJS are your experts in hydraulic and pneumatic components. So whether you need a custom hose built on the spot or a cylinder repaired from the ground up, the experts at NJS are there when you need them. And with the area's largest hose and fittings warehouse, NJS has thousands of the parts you need in stock and ready to go. NJS, Route 6 Mayfield, online at njsco.com. NJS is proud to call this area home and proud to sponsor our area athletes on Adams Cable Channel 7.
Back in Carbondale for more high school football here in week number 10, alongside Glenn Muskowski, Nick Homick, Chris Nanfelt, Gabriel Suarez on camera from Frankie Carl Productions, and Claire Seymour of Adams Cable. I'm Steve Young. Great to have you on board tonight for this week 10 matchup between the Chargers and the Blue Devils, as Rodriguez will kick it off. And for Carbondale area, on the return, this is Ian Warmoth, and he will take the football just out past the 20-yard line, and Carbondale now trailing 27-7 will have a lot of work to do if they hope to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, Warmoth can mishandle that kickoff, and the pursuit was right on top of him.
So for Old Forge, this defensive unit has done a good job, and good football teams take advantage of every opportunity on the football field, and that's what they've done thus far in the ball game. And with 15 seconds to play here in this third quarter, it's the Chargers back on offense, as Kyle Jones will go to work. And they will run the football. Looks like Johnny Orta breaking some tackles, weaving his way through the defense, and then he's finally drilled on the play by Joe Granco.
That was a nice, nifty little run there.
It was. Looked as though he was going to break it, but Granco finished him off. But not before the Chargers pick up a very important first down to sustain the drive at the end of 3 quarters of play here in Carbondale. It's the Blue Devils 27 and the Chargers 7.
Providing the ultimate in professional service is a tradition at Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated, Carbondale. For more than 50 years, families in Carbondale and its surrounding area have used our 2 Hospital Street and 74 North Main Street locations for a traditional service, cremation or memorial services, or a service of personal preference. Contact Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated to handle every detail. When it comes to keeping your vehicle maintained and problem-free, Jerry's Tire and Auto Service in Carbondale has you covered. Call Jerry's for brake service, oil changes, state inspections, quality tires, wheel alignment, and rotation to enhance your vehicle's performance.
I'm Jerry Jablonowski. Call 282 Tire for dependable automotive service in name brand tires at Jerry's Tire and Auto Service in Carbondale.
Welcome back to the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex in Carbondale, where the fourth quarter is about to get underway in this Week 10 matchup between the Chargers and the Blue Devils. Carbondale tries to run the football, but Johnny Orta is shut down right at the point of attack. So it's going to be a tough road for Carbondale right here as they trail by 20 in the opening moments of the fourth quarter. And the clock will be the big factor now for the Carbondale area Chargers. They have to try to get something going if they need a quick strike, actually, try to get some momentum.
Yeah, they just need to do this going into the playoffs. They need to show something, for the playoffs, get a little hype in them.
And Kyle Jones, junior quarterback.
Nope.
Yep. And there's a whistle and a flag.
False start.
Be a false start on the Chargers. 5-yard penalty.
That will set the Chargers back 5 yards. Well, Carbondale area struggling offensively here tonight against this Old Forge football team.
Nick, I think you said it right. Carbondale came out. They ran the ball all over the place. Old Forge seemed to be a little off kilter with their defense. They straightened that out, and Carbondale's been struggling ever since.
Yeah, aside from a few runs here and there by Orta, really hasn't been anything sustained.
2nd and 17, inside handoff, and once again Carbondale runs the football for just a couple of yards. Vincent DePalma.
And
ball carrier.
And the lack of the passing game, too, for Carbondale is just
right.
Basically
you could just
wedging everybody else in. And
you could just key on the run, yeah.
Even a couple of pass attempts just to keep the defense honest. Throw it where nobody can get it.
Hearing the 10-minute mark remaining in the football game. 3rd down and 17 for the Carbondale offense. Mason Barron will be wide on the top of your screen. And Kyle Jones out of the gun. And Jones back to throw. He'll fire downfield. Orta's got it at midfield.
Great catch.
That's good for a Charger first down.
Come back to the ball.
Yep. And high point it.
Great job by Johnny Orta.
But what were we just talking about? Throw the ball on the field. It's really the first time they've done that all night.
Now Carbondale will sustain the drive. And they have the football at midfield, 1st down and 10. Daniel Gonzalez is wide on the top of your screen for the Chargers, wearing number 13. And once again, it will be the running game, and this is shut down as Santino Crappa came up from his right tackle position for the Blue Devil defense to shut it down. The officials talking things over at the 45-yard line. Don't see a flag on the play. There's the call,
Face mask.
Face mask against the Blue Devils.
That'll help.
Play results in a Charger first down.
That will move the football to the Blue Devil 40, and Carbondale area will have a first down as we have 8:59 to play here in the fourth. 27-7, the Blue Devils your leader on the Call Spall scoreboard. We'll have the Call Spall call of the game coming up for you a little bit later as Kyle Jones is up under center. And the quick handoff to DePalma, but the Blue Devils hold a team meeting on him at the point of attack.
Brought down right away. Joe Granco on the stop. Officials timeout.
And players shaken up for the Chargers. And this is not a good sign. And while we have the opportunity, we will thank all of the great sponsors for supporting high school football once again here in 2022 season. Big thanks, of course, to Adams Cable Service for this great job that they do supporting high school football. It's a community service, and we thank them for allowing us to have the games on each and every week. By the Comfort Doctors, T.E. Spall & Son, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing of Carbondale. And player shaken up for Carbondale was Chaz Kovaleski, but he's walking off under his own power, so that's a good sign. Also brought to you tonight by your local Napa Auto Parts store, Carbondale Auto Parts, NJS Systems and Controls, Route 6 Mayfield, Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Carbondale with locations at 74 North Main Street and 2 Hospital Street, Jerry's Tire and Auto Service, Beston's Auto Body and Collision Center, McGovern Insurance Agency, and Nick's Excavating and Paving, and of course, your starting lineups presented tonight by the Roselle Department Store. 2nd and 10, Carbondale from the Blue Devil 40. Jones rolling out, firing downfield, overthrows his intended receiver, Mason Barron.
He was open.
He tried to make an adjustment on the ball, but it just was too high for him.
Actually, it looks like he got turned around, and pass falls incomplete with 8:17 to play here in the fourth quarter. Well, let's see if we have any updates on some high school football. As Carbondale will talk things over in the huddle. Wow, Prep and Valley View, what a ball game that is. In the fourth quarter, Prep 16, Valley View 14.
Oh.
Woo. Third down and 10. Carbondale area. Orta in motion. He will take the handoff and draws a crowd flag on the play. He turns it upfield.
That's in the area of a hold.
Yeah. Now, to me, the play should have been, when it was the run-pass option there, Jones should have kept that because all the pursuit was going with Orta that way.
Inexperience.
And
Yeah.
it's easier said than done once again. You know, we don't see what Jones is seeing, but
Right.
when you have all the pursuit going out there, there's very little real estate for him to get. So just
Now-
get what you can.
Now keep in
by going
mind,
straight up the field.
for a quarterback that has some experience and saw a lot of varsity action, the game actually slows down, right, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you come in and you start running an offense, everything is happening so quickly, and
People flying everywhere.
yeah, so
You got to make decisions. But what also is happening there by him holding that ball is you're asking those blockers to hold on, to hold their blocks longer.
right.
They're gonna, get any advantage they can, and that's where the flag's come in.
Third down and 25 yards to go. And running attack, a
So you're
flag
holding
right
that
there
ball.
once again. And it is Johnny Orta. And Johnny Orta is going to try to outrun everybody from Old Forge looking for the corner, and he will be cut down
He's
he's
in.
got a touchdown.
Wow.
Coming back over here. We got a flag.
There is a flag.
Casey Holzman was the last
That's
man
a 60-yard
chasing,
run if it's complete.
but there is a flag at the 37-yard line of Carbondale. So we will wait for the officials to.
Touchdown. Face mask on the defense.
So that is a touchdown for Carbondale. And with 7:21 remaining, the Chargers are hit the scoreboard again. They now trail 27-13. Right here, Nick, do you go for 2? Or the extra point?
I would just go with the extra point. Yeah, there's nothing you can do by going for 2 here that's going to get us an advantage. So.
And a player shaken up, I believe, from, let's check this out now to make sure. Player shaken up on the far side near the end zone. And boy, a lot of play stoppage in the second half of this ball game. And with 7:21 remaining on the Calls Ball scoreboard, 27-13, Old Forge your leader. Prep and Valley View in a dogfight. John Hens's Veterans Memorial Stadium in Peckville. And a player shaken up for Carbondale.
Oh, the Phillies are getting lamb-basted.
Really? Oh,
5-0.
Already?
Yeah, Tucker has 2 home runs already.
Wow.
Tucker, the outfielder.
Yeah.
Wow. They are good, though. They are good. They're solid.
Yeah, when you know the calls, when you know the pitch is coming.
Well, that is Johnny Orta shaken up on the play for the Chargers. He is coming to the near sideline. And Colin Baylor is on for the extra point out of the hold of Vincent DePalma. Yep. Whistle on the snap. And a penalty looks like it will be called against Old Forge. That will probably move the football half the distance to the goal. We'll see if that changes anything. Declined, and Carbondale will attempt the extra point. And here we go with the point after touchdown, and Baylor knocks it through for the extra point. 7:21 left in the fourth quarter, 27-14. The Blue Devils lead the Chargers as we go to a break.
When you need collision repair, turn to the professionals at Beston's Auto Body and Collision Center to restore your vehicle back to its original condition. For over 34 years, Beston's has been providing full-service collision repair with exceptional customer service. At Beston's, their motto is, every job is perfect or it doesn't leave the shop. Beston's Collision Center in Carbondale, the trusted name in collision repair in northeastern Pennsylvania. Insurance is more than just a policy. It's knowing that you are properly covered to protect all the assets you have worked so hard to acquire over the years. For over 50 years, McGovern Insurance has fulfilled the needs and expectations of families and businesses in the greater Carbondale area. McGovern Insurance Agency specializes in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. Call for a competitive quote and superior service at 282-1170. Your protection comes first at McGovern Insurance Agency, 26th Avenue, Carbondale.
Back with more Adams Cable High School football at the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex in Carbondale, where the Chargers answer with a touchdown and an extra point. They now trail Old Forge 27-14. And teeing up the football for Carbondale area, it will be Colin Baylor. And 2 are deep for the Old Forge Blue Devils. So, still plenty of time. You know, you get a crazy bounce on a kickoff and get the football back. You never know what could happen.
Timeout on the field.
Now we have a break in the action here in Carbondale with 7:21 remaining. And while we have the opportunity, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone for making high school football possible. Thank you to Adams Cable Service and Wendy Hartman, General Manager. Wendy, thank you so much for everything you've done for us, advancing us through the years and with all of the technology. We're grateful. Of course, Stephanie Kemmerer, the Marketing Director. Stephanie, thank you so much. It's a pleasure working with you. Channel 7 Live, Kyle Kemmerer, Joe Ross, Chris Nanfelt and company, and also Claire Seymour. Thank you very much. Big thanks to the Old Forge School District, Carbondale Area School District, Lawrence A. Gabriel III, Athletic Director, Carbondale Technology Department, Carbondale Area Maintenance Department. They've been so great to us, helping us out here in the booth. Frankie Carl Productions, and of course, Gabriel Suarez, working camera this year. Gabriel, thank you so much for all of your great work this year. Carbondale area with the onside kick bouncing around, and it looks like the Blue Devils will control the football as Matthew Lenceski will recover for the Blue Devils, and they will take over possession of the football. First down and 10.
It was a good attempt at it. He had the right kind of bounce, just a
never know.
little too far.
Never know what could happen. And right now, Blue Devils, what they need, right, to secure this victory with 7:20 left. You're probably going to see them keep the football on the ground, go with clock management, and put this one into the win column. And here they come to the line of scrimmage, ready to rock on first down and 10. And they will go with the running attack, and there is Kale Krasnowski for the first down.
Well, somebody try to tackle him up high on the shoulder pads. You're not going to be able to do that much.
Now, talking with head coach Jeff Arthur before the game, he said, we're going to have to tackle tonight. Carbondale scouted Old Forge. They knew what they were up against and what kind of runners they had. And now with under 7 to play, a new set of downs for the Blue Devils at their own 45. Well, Nick, you go back to the days of Big 11 football. Teams would get a lead and they would just
take the air out of the ball.
Yeah, take the air out of the ball and go with clock management. And the Blue Devils now on the pass completion. And they will have another first down at the Carbondale 40-yard line. We will have Glenn Muskowski with the call of the game now.
Well, let's see. There's so many big plays and so many exciting plays, but I think the one, and Nick agrees with me, the 91 kickoff return by Novak when Carbondale just scored, why we will give as the ball play of the game.
Yeah, that kind of was the turning point right there and gave Old Forge a lot of momentum as they lead this ball game 27-14. Here's Novak around the end, and Novak is whacked out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
And that was with about 7:25 left to go in the second quarter.
Well, it's amazing how these two teams started off. That first quarter was scoreless, and then suddenly Old Forge and Carbondale started to go at it, and the Blue Devils took advantage of opportunities, and they had the lead at halftime by the score of 20-7. They lead here in the third, 27-14, but the clock now the big factor, as we have 6:27 left, as teams around northeastern Pennsylvania play out the remaining minutes of the regular season, and they will get set for the playoffs as Kale Krasnowski once again will run the football.
Handoff is to Krasnowski.
Well, he's been a workhorse all night.
A few other Chargers in on the stop.
And from the 25-yard line, new set of downs for Old Forge. Valley View has taken the lead over Scranton Prep 22-16.
Steve, that was an 80-yard pass play that took the lead for Valley View.
Prep definitely a much different team since opening night. And a whistle on this snap from center.
False start on the play.
Well, Nick, whether it's high school, college, the pros, who's hot going into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
I mean, take a look at Major League Baseball. You know, everyone's talking about the Dodgers as this snap was fumbled and Sobel is taken down on the play. You know, back in August, people were talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Yankees being in the playoffs, and then suddenly all of the big teams were out.
101-win teams.
They're out of the playoffs. Phillies got hot. Astros, of course, were consistent all year.
It seems to be the way it happens all the time.
Right.
Even in the NFL.
Sobel with a perfect pass to Matthew Lenceski.
Pass is complete to Matthew Lenceski.
Underneath the coverage.
Jake Ross.
Like, who would have thought that the Bengals would have been in the Super Bowl last year?
Really?
They got hot at the right time.
Will bring up a third down.
So you want to be playing your best football as you go into the playoffs, as Sobel will take it around the left end and looking for that first down marker. Dangerous area if you're a member of the chain gang, Nick.
For first down yards for the Blue Devils.
They got to learn how to drop the chains. How many sets of chains have we seen get bent up? They refuse to drop them.
Yeah.
That, I'll tell you,
It's like a Twizzler.
there's been a lot of close calls, not only with the chains, but people standing on the sidelines.
Sure.
And they had that one tragedy in one of the games a few years back. I guess the thing was down in Valley View, was it not?
Right, down in Valley View.
Yeah.
Sobel goes far side. And that pass is complete to Casey
Pass
Holzman
is complete to Casey Holzman.
to stop the clock with 4:09 remaining, and the Blue Devils up 27-14. Second down coming up for Old Forge. 2nd and 7 from the Carbondale 12. Yeah, I'll tell you, the Blue Devils continue the success in the Lackawanna Football Conference. Sobel looking end zone. Pass intended for Novak, incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
You take a look at Old Forge, Nick, they've been one of the most consistent football programs for quite some time. Year in, year out.
Yeah, and they get the most out of their kids. They always have. Not the biggest squad numbers-wise, especially
Right.
not even the classification-wise. Obviously, they're single A.
Right.
But they get the most out of these kids. That says a lot with that tight-knit community down there. There's not too many of those small communities left at the local school.
Sobel pass far side of the field, and they look for that first down marker, incomplete.
Pass is
Or-
complete to Krasnowski. Kovaleski in on the stop.
Penalty flag?
I don't see a flag on the play.
This official stopped the action over here. I don't know what it was for.
Flag on the play. Ineligible man downfield.
Yep, the ineligible receiver downfield.
They'll back up Old Forge.
And it will move the football to about the 17-yard line and bring up third down and long yardage. Third down for the Old Forge Blue Devils. There's a flag on the play as Sobel will roll out, fires into the end zone. Pass is right there for Holtzman. Touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. Procedure penalty now against Old Forge. Wow.
Not in the Canadian League.
Everybody moving. In the Canadian League, you can do anything you want. You go any direction. And how many guys?
2 guys in motion.
Yeah. 27-14 if you're just tuning in to our telecast tonight. Blue Devils lead the Chargers with 3.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. As the Blue Devils will talk things over on the third down play. And they will have 3 wideouts on the near side. Sobel back with time, fires near side, pass is complete. That is Novak, and Novak is bumped out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
To number 22, Ryan Novak. It'll be good for a first down.
Well, Old Forge, they could throw the football, they could run the football, and they are on their way, well on their way to their 7th win overall this year and their 5th in the Lackawanna Football Conference, Division III.
Steve, we got a...
Hang on. Go ahead.
Steve, we have a final in that Valley View Prep game. Valley View 22, Prep 16.
And it is Sobel looking for the end zone, turning it upfield. And he's got the touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown run for James Sobel of Old Forge. And it is 33-14, the Blue Devils.
Ruled a touchdown.
And the Blue Devils' Isaiah Rodriguez, who has had a busy night, back on for the extra point out of the hold of Matthew Lenseski. And he splits the uprights to give the Blue Devils a 34-14 advantage as we go to a timeout on Adams Cable High School Football.
You deserve expert heating, cooling, and plumbing service. So, just call Spall. T.E. Spall & Son has been serving northeastern Pennsylvania with expert customer service for 36 years in all phases of residential and commercial heating, cooling, and plumbing. So, just call Spall for the expert service you deserve. Visit them at callspall.com. For service, remember, just call Spall.
Imagine a Wi-Fi system so good, you'll never have to think about Wi-Fi again. Introducing Adams Cable Enhanced Whole Home Wi-Fi. Eero's True Mesh technology doesn't just extend your Wi-Fi, it blankets your entire home with a wireless network that just works. With Adams Cable, you get an incredible connection that gives you the freedom to stream video, surf the web, get social, and play from any room. Never worry about Wi-Fi again with Adams Cable Whole Home Wi-Fi.
Back in the Pioneer City of Carbondale, alongside Glenn Muskowski, Nick Homick, Steve Young here. Great to have you with us tonight for week number 10. Blue Devils, wow, they sky this kickoff. And from the 25-yard line, the Chargers with a short return.
Comes Marty got a punt.
Yeah, Ethan Bruin, I believe, on the return. Yeah, they got that one up in the jet stream. And Carbondale area with 3:13 to play in this football game will go back on offense, first down and 10. I understand the Phillies are making a comeback.
You're very eerily similar to what they did in St. Louis. The second guy got on, and they've had 5 consecutive hits. It's 5-3 now.
Wow. That could be a high-scoring game.
It's their kind of ball game.
First down and 10, the Chargers from their own 30. And here they come with the running game. And
Handoff to DePalma. Down
De
the
Palma, the ball carrier. He'll be short of the first down by about a yard on the play. Yeah, they turned into a very exciting team. I know, like, when you were looking at the Phillies second, right around Labor Day, you were thinking,
they're out.
Wow, they're not going to make it. And suddenly they got hot, turned things around, and when Harper hit that home run, that was exciting.
Usually it's happening to them.
Yes.
Reminiscent of Joe Carter.
Oh. I was at one of those games back that year. It wasn't the final game, but I was at one of those games.
Kyle Jones out of the shotgun. De Palma in motion. And De Palma will take the handoff, turns it upfield, and then runs right into the Blue Devil defense, who shuts him down. And clock will begin to run now. There we go. Well, high school football week number 10.
I can't believe it's over, Steve. Our broadcasts are over. It just seems like we just started. Say that every year. It just goes by so fast.
Yes, it does. Well, each and every weekend there's high school football, and you turn around and you're at the midway point, and suddenly week 10, and now the playoffs are on the horizon, and there's a fumble, and Carbondale will fall on it. They'll keep the football with 2:28 left.
We'll bring up a fourth down.
And fourth down coming up for the Chargers. Well, Nick, it was great to have you back in the booth.
Thanks
Great
for
to
having
see you again. Yes.
It's like riding a bike. Once you get back on it.
Yeah. Gosh, how many years were we together with high school football? Has to
It
be
was about 13 or 14.
about at least 13 or 14 years.
It was
And
a while.
boy, we were through a lot of great games, a lot of weather.
A lot of weather.
Wow. We had a lot of great nights where it was beautiful out, and then Nick was through it all. He was through monsoons, snowstorms, you name it.
Even a hurricane or two.
Yeah, I think, yeah. We'll keep it right here for the timeout.
Yeah, you used to come in down at halftime in those games. We'd have to chop the ice off you.
The windy games were the worst.
Yes.
Oh, you up in Lakeland?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the wind blows from Binghamton up there. Speaking of Lakeland, has a very nice team too. Boy, they can do some damage depending on matchups, I guess.
Draw, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they get out of the district. If they get out of the district, let's not.
Yeah,
Before the hash, but.
Yeah.
One of the teams that they might end up playing, depending upon the situation, would be Susquehanna. But Susquehanna's been playing pretty good once they got, the nucleus of their team back, and they beat Carbondale last week, of course.
That was a crushing loss for Carbondale. They thought they could go up and win that game. But they have a nice quarterback and they're a nice running back. They play well.
And tomorrow, Susquehanna, I believe, and Trail will play on a Saturday afternoon game. And the Chargers right now on 4th down and 8. 4th and 8, Carbondale from its own 34. And it's Jones to throw, rushes on, fires over his intended receiver, Ethan Bruin, incomplete.
Well,
and Old Forge will take over possession of the football on downs with 1:42 remaining.
Expect a few kneel downs here.
you would think.
Yeah, the Blue Devils will be content.
They want anything foolish like an injury now.
Or tempers flaring.
Yeah, you want to, you've got this one in the record books. What you want to do is definitely get yourself set for the playoffs. So with 1:42 remaining, Blue Devils are on the verge of clinching another Division III championship. And from the 34-yard line, it's a first down. And Sobel will hand it off, and they will keep the football on the ground.
Handoff is to Gino Scatena. De Palma on the stop.
Gino Scatena, ball carrier, wearing number 34. And that will keep the clock running. And the Blue Devils will talk it over in the huddle and run another play and get ready for the victory. Thanks for joining us all season for high school football. Been a pleasure bringing you the broadcast this year. Good luck to the teams going into the playoffs, to the Chargers and, of course, the Blue Devils. Lakeland, of course, Western Wayne, good luck to all of our local teams in the area. And with under 1 minute left, the Blue Devils now will get set to take a knee here, leading 34-14 as Sobel will take the knee, and the countdown will begin.
Well,
your final thoughts, guys, on tonight's game between the Blue Devils and the Chargers?
It started out like a real good game, and for first quarter was nothing, and then Old Forge scored. Carbondale came back, and we thought it was going to be a high-scoring game, but Old Forge settled in, played some good defense. Carbondale had a tough time scoring. Nick?
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. Carbondale was pretty much one-dimensional tonight.
Thank you all and wish you the best in your future
Really,
endeavors.
Old Forge came to play for the final three quarters. They really put it all together in all three facets. Really, they're going to start hitting on all cylinders. Hopefully, they get Spindler back next week. For when they play Trail. And what Larry Gabriel just said before when he was walking out, it looks like Carbondale is going to probably be going to Western Wayne next week.
So that will be a difficult assignment for the Chargers. So good luck to them in that ball game. And that is going to wrap it up. Been a pleasure, guys. Nick, welcome back. Thanks for coming here tonight. It was great to have you in the booth. And Glenn, another season over, and we'll get ready to set our sights on basketball.
Yeah, if we can get a schedule for basketball. I haven't heard anything about the tournament yet, Steve. So
tournament will be at Carbondale area. The Toronas tournament is back in the Pete Toronas gym, and that will be coming up in December. And that is going to wrap it up here at the Andrew J. Serra Sports Complex in Carbondale. Your final score, the Blue Devils of Old Forge 34 and the Chargers 14. And it's all been brought to you tonight by Adams Cable Service, by the Comfort Doctors, T.E. Small & Son, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing of Carbondale, by your local Napa Auto Parts store, Carbondale Auto Parts, NJS Systems and Controls, Route 6 Mayfield, by Lawrence A. Gabriel Funeral Home and Cremation Services Incorporated, with locations at 74 North Main Street and 2 Hospital Street, by Jerry's Tire and Auto Service, Beston's Auto Body and Collision Center, McGovern Insurance Agency, comprehensive coverage with a personal touch, Nick's Excavating and Paving, and your starting lineups today brought to you by the Roselle Department Store. Your final score here tonight, once again in Carbondale, the Blue Devils 34 and the Chargers 14, as the Blue Devils wrap up Division III with a perfect 5-0 record. For Glenn Muskowski, Chris Nanfelt, Gabriel Suarez of Frankie Carl Productions, Claire Seymour of Adams Cable, and Glenn Muskowski, I'm Steve Young. Till next time, so long from Carbondale.